Music is life, you don't know. And I'm all set and ready to blow. I got some places out there I wanna see. It's gonna be irate, yeah. So put your hand in the air just for me. I want it up for the world to see, 'cause I wanted you and me's a fire. I'll bring the flame. It's gonna be irate, yeah. Boom, this is Mr. Nye, and you're listening and watching SAT Telecoms. Boom!
Welcome to SAT TV's news. I am Shanna Esprit, your presenter. In our top stories, Glanville residents stand their ground over land dispute. Barbados police join multi-million-dollar estate fraud investigation. Pope Francis waded into crowds in one of Rio de Janeiro's most violent areas. And in sports, West former DFA president files injunction to prevent a special conference. Details of these will follow. Welcome back. In an effort to create employment within the island, the government has been establishing several sectors that will help generate employment for Dominicans. The construction of a coffee processing plant donated by the Venezuelan government in a joint venture with Dominica known as Vendom, which began in April 2013, will commence. The facility is being constructed at 1 Mile Portsmouth, with a target of processing 2,000 tons of coffee bean per year for export. Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit told Parliament on Wednesday, July 24th, that Nature Isle Coffee was formed only recently.
The NIC is in partnership with the Venezuelan Coffee Corporation, VCC, has established a joint venture company, Venidom, in which the VCC owns 51% and NIC 49%. Dominica's equity participation in Venidom is the coffee equipment and the land on which the plant is being constructed. The Venidom has obtained funding of $11.2 million from the Alba Bank to construct and commission the coffee plant, to assist farmers in rehabilitating the farms, and to finance the establishment of new farms.
As production stimulus, farmers participating in this program will be assisted by government under the new mentorship program. Farmers will also be assisted in harvesting the beans and will be paid the guaranteed price by Venidom.
The next stage in the value chain is the processing and packaging of the final product. For the operation of this link in the chain, the following positions will be available. 1 mechanical electrical engineer, and we will target graduates returning to a first degree in the field. 1 quality assurance supervisor. We will target a graduate in food science and technology for this position. 5 machine operators. We will target a graduating class in engineering at the State College for filling these positions. 10 packers and 1 marketing officer to work alongside Export Dominica.
Mr. Skerrit said that at least 18 new jobs will be derived from this enterprise and many more in the actual production and cultivation of the coffee beans. The processed and packaged beans will be sold to Venezuela, other members of the Alba Group, the French market, and CARICOM. Meanwhile, the economy of Dominica is projected to grow by 1.6% this year.
Preliminary GDP estimates indicate that economic growth for the year 2012 was a negative 0.1%. While this outturn is not in line with our projections, it is slightly above the average of the ECCU region. The economy is projected to grow by 1.6% in 2013 and by a further 1.7% in 2014, supported by improvements in the agriculture, construction, and tourism sectors.
25 acres of land for the coffee plant have been reserved, and over 10,000 coffee seedlings have been prepared for distribution. In more news, Public Relations Officer of the Maho Bus Drivers Association, Mr. Howard Ambrose, is of the view that if something is not done soon, there will be a serious accident on the Goodwill bus stop in Roseau. He says something needs to be done as it relates to the loading and offloading of passengers on the bus stop.
If you look, this is the Goodwill bus stop. When the bus stop was realigned last June, the buses are parked on this side. And rather than block off the entire area to create a terminal for the 4 bus stops, St. Joseph, Goodwill, and Fonkoli, and Maho, what they did was allow a thoroughfare here. And as you can see, the bus exit is right where the road is located. Now, if a passenger is boarding the vehicle and exiting, especially coming from Goodwill, for instance, somebody sick coming from the hospital, they are getting out into traffic. If you look, that's the traffic passing right through here. So that is an endangerment to the passengers.
Mr. Ambrose suggested what can be done is to block a section off from the top of the bus stop to the upper lane and designate a section on the Goodwill bus stop to make the area safer for all passengers to get off. This will also prevent the right-of-way bus system, which they have been struggling with for a long time up to this present day, he said. On the issue of the right-of-way system, he said that bus drivers are at fault for staying too long on the bus stop before leaving to go to their destinations.
No passenger would want to take half an hour on a bus waiting to take a 10-minute ride. So I think both of us can help to solve the problem.
So you think the idea of waiting at least 10 or 5 minutes instead of having passengers waiting an hour would make good sense?
Excellent. If it's an excellent idea. As a matter of fact, I want to go further and say 15 minutes is even a very long time, considering the fact that we have a lot of passengers plying that route, right? 5 to 10 minutes is a fair amount of time. I think any reasonable person would want to wait about 10 minutes or less to go to their destination.
The public relations officer believes this idea would dismantle the right-of-way system, as buses would only stay a maximum of 5 to 10 minutes. Us bus drivers normally want to wait till our buses are filled, when we can leave the bus stop with a few and collect passengers along the route. This is how all bus drivers should operate, Mr. Ambrose explained. In other news, leader of the opposition, Honorable Hector John, on Friday, July 26, has responded to the national budget presentation held at Parliament. During the 2013 to 2014 national budget presentation, which took place on Wednesday, July 24th, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit projected a slight growth in Dominica's economy. According to Mr. John, the Dominica Labour Party's budget has delivered poor results and utter disrespect toward the farmers of Dominica. Truckers are still not paid, he stressed. He suggested that the Trucker of the Year receive a new truck at the end of the year as a form of appreciation. According to Mr. John, the Port-Cassé and Melville Road project set date was originally June 19, 2012, but was later changed. The leader of the opposition views this as another broken promise. He added that the government also promised $1 million to the cooperative society, and they have also neglected this promise. The cooperative society depended on those funds to sort out their cash flow as well as the expansion purposes, he said. The opposition leader's statement also informed that a program for the unemployed within the Silver Lake community was scheduled to commence, but to that date has not begun. The government needs to fulfill its contract, he stated. Mr. John says our economy faces many challenges ahead, and the International Monetary Fund has also confirmed this. Other points from Mr. John included a decline in the banana industry for 2012, 85% loans eloquent, $83 million estimate in 2010, which is a 50% decline from 1999 when the United Workers' Party was in office. He believes more emphasis needs to be placed on hydro development as well as water facilities. Mr. John thinks a small hydro plant between 2 to 5 megawatts is safer and realistic for Dominica. He also suggested that the World Creole Music Festival be enhanced in such a way that during the season, certain beverages can be branded with the WCMF logo and sold worldwide. Caribbean music, including steel pan, should be instilled in school programs and performed for visitors, stated Mr. John. The opposition leader is positive that the United Workers' Party, if in power, will generate jobs for Dominicans. In more stories, a committee representing the interest of Glanville residents, after a meeting with a cabinet subcommittee at Portsmouth on Thursday, July 25th, said it was successful. Residents of Glanville are persistent in their cause to occupy 21 acres of land at Georgetown, an area that has been earmarked as an industrial zone. Kerry Prince of the Glanville Committee addressed the press conference in Portsmouth last night.
We met with the government subcommittee from Cabinet today, which consisted of Honorable Alvin Bernard, Honorable Ambrose George, Honorable Colin McIntyre, and Honorable Matthew Walters, along with all the members here of the committee, and the PAL rep and the mayor. And basically, we brought to them the situation of what exists in Georgetown, and we brought to them the plea and the cry of the people, even beyond the land situation. We told them that on no uncertain terms that we are going to vacate the property, and right now government has to let us know what is their situation and where they stand in the matter. We reminded them that they are a government of the people, and they assured us that they are a government of the people, so we expect great things in return.
Ms. Prince said the committee went prepared and the cabinet subcommittee was very impressed with the progress of the plan thus far. According to Ms. Prince, the next step is to prepare a report on the entire situation, which will comprise of a subdivision of both the northern and the southern side of the property.
Our sketch, well, I don't want to say sketch, well, our housing sample, with our housing layout, and along with all the names of all the persons whom I have received, who squatted and who also were interested in purchase of the land. And we're going to, along with the petitions of the people, and we're going to compose this document and we're going to send it back to them, which they will review in cabinet. We will have a report back from them, hopefully next week. We cannot say exactly Tuesday, as you know, Parliament is still in process, but they have indicated whichever day Parliament ends, the following day will be cabinet, and that's where they're going to review it, and we're going to meet again with the committee.
According to Councillor Sherrod Pelwi, Glanville is entitled to the Georgetown lands.
When everybody else ran away from Labour, Labour wasn't even making sense as a party. The people of Glanville stood up, and Portsmouth, we stood up with Labour. So if the Prime Minister has a job today, it's because of the Portsmouth people, right? And once you reach in a situation where you want to have problem with Portsmouth people, you can also say you're ready to bring the downfall of the party also.
Mr. Pierre-Louis made it abundantly clear that the Portsmouth constituency can be very influential in determining the outcome of the general elections.
We can do the math. They calculating in their way, but we know how to calculate. They say 1 from 18 is 17, but that's not true. If you take out the one stand in front, 1 from 18 is 8. Right? Because Portsmouth will surely carry some other constituencies behind them. Because Portsmouth has influenced the whole of Dominica to support Labour. And anytime people stand, they say, boy, Portsmouth live in Labour, something is wrong with Labour. So I'm sending out that challenge. I'm sending out the challenge tonight and the warning to the Honorable Prime Minister. Come down from your pride, your high horses, and meet the people of Portsmouth.
Honorable Ian Douglas has been in support of the cause, and the residents of Glenville are grateful that he is standing by them as they move forward. In other stories, in an effort to further strengthen road security in Dominica, a project has begun under the Ministry of Public Works, Energy and Ports for the installation of street lights along the Canefield Highway. This information was disclosed by Minister of Public Works, Energy and Ports, Honorable Reuben Blackmore, in an exclusive interview with SAT TV News.
Having that night is a very, you want us to really get a sense of a very eerie setting. Very eerie setting. Very dark, and if one would get a flat tire or one would break down while traversing the area on his or her vehicle, I mean, it will put you in a very, very, very dangerous situation. So we're ensuring from the police coast guard down into the Cove area, towards the western side of the road, we're going to ensure that we provide adequate street lights. And where we spend over $300,000 to ensure that is done.
The government is currently in the process of conducting estimates as to how many street lights will be needed for the project.
And we are currently seeking the assistance from a friendly country, and where we shall be installing over 3,000 street lights around the country on our major highways to ensure that people drive with the utmost security and safety throughout the country. So I think that is commendable going forward.
Honorable Blackmore said the funds for these lights will be by way of grant funding. The Canefield project should take no more than 3 months to be completed. The contractors are currently engaged in steel work, and once that is done, the concrete poles will be put up, followed by the street lights. Other major highways island-wide will be targeted for similar projects, including the Lale Coco Highway in Loubier, Petite Savanne, Vilcaz, Délices, Calibichi, Wesley, and Marigot.
So it's throughout the country, and you drive up to Soufrière, you get a sense the need to put street lights, you know. So as I said, it's going to be a situation whereby we look at all of our major arteries throughout the country, and ensuring that we provide proper lighting for road users. Most of people who drive late at night, and I think it's important to ensure that we have the element of security being observed all the time going forward.
The ministry will try to ensure that all lights are solar powered. More news. Truckers who have been quite vocal about their dissatisfaction in not receiving monies owed for work done on Lot 2 of the Port-Cassé to Melville Hall Roadworks project says protest action is not off the table. This is according to President of the Dominica Tipper Truckers Association, Mr. Earl Loda.
We are not ruling out protest action. We are rather that anything to do to get our money, we'll do it in the best way we can. So whatever it takes to get money, we're not getting it in every way that will be the best way. In the most peaceful way, that is what we're trying to do, get our money. And that is money we work for. That's the only thing we're asking. The money we work for, it was given to government on a special account. It's our money. That's all we're saying. I mean, they were running around talking about it was the funding agency before go and get money. But the funding agency representative told us that they put €4 million on an account in Dominica for us to get the money to the government. So that is the bottom line of it.
Although the truckers have accepted that the government is not responsible for paying them, they believe that the government, who is the client of this project, is at liberty to address their concerns. However, Public Works, Energy and Ports Minister Honorable Reuben Blackmore says the truckers do not work for the government and they should take their concerns to the relevant authorities.
The subcontractor to ML Calican, who is the main contractor on that portion of road, that is to say not so from because of embargo. I've been so advised that the payment claims for the Keepers Association and other suppliers are normally processed by the main contractor. And it is then sent to the consultant and it goes through a process, and then to the AFD as a sponsor the developer. This is an office for payment. I met with all the players a couple weeks ago, and last month. Because we were getting the sense as to what is the actual situation. And the truckers, in fairness to them, complained of late payment because of the protracted process.
Mr. Blackmore noted the work currently being done on that section of road is additional work as part of a new financial package. According to the minister, what they are pledged to do in the ministry is to negotiate with the funding agency to facilitate and extract payments for the contractors and the subcontractors involved in the undertaking of that road. The money is then placed in an account to Dominica. This method is more effective for the disbursement of funds, he said.
Further, the Ministry of Public Works has agreed for the contractor to advance the claim of the Truckers Association in the event that the main contractor himself is not ready to submit his claim, so that payments can be made to the truckers and other suppliers in quick time. And I hope, therefore, that new arrangement will ensure that all systems are put in place to ensure that those difficulties are not further experienced.
In June of 2012, the government of Dominica signed a US $12.6 million loan agreement with the French government to finance the second phase of Lot 2 of the Melville Airport Road Rehabilitation Project. The funds were secured through the Agence Française de Développement, a French public institution which provides development financing. The head contractor of this project is Jacques Jadakan FE. Other news. Registrar of All Saints University, Dr. David Abiado, has informed SAT-TV's News that the All Saints University does not only cater for the local public, but caters for the international community as well. Our goal is to prepare our students to compete favorably with students from any part of the world, he stated.
We want our students to be seasoned and marketable and be able to stand shoulder high with students coming from Ross, students coming from St. George's, students coming from Harvard University, that wherever they find themselves, especially at the hospital setting, that they could stand shoulder high. So one beautiful thing about medicine is that wherever you train, it is the product, it is what you bring, it is what comes out of you that really makes you a doctor.
Dr. Abiado noted that a student may train at Harvard, Yale, or St. George's University, but if they are not properly prepared, he or she will not be a good practitioner.
Whereas a student produced in Dominica could do much better at a hospital setting if he's properly prepared. So this is the beauty of it, and we thank God that our students have been giving us good outcome of our training in the school here, because some of them go ahead to face their board examination, licensure examination, which we called United States medical licensure examination. And some of them come, and most of them that have gone in, they come out with very high percentage scores.
He believes the program here in Dominica is notably rewarding and is able to compete with other medicine programs at different universities worldwide. The presence of our school here in Dominica has been a blessing thus far, Dr. Abiado added.
To the island as well as to the student body. As we all realize that our school started in Dominica here in the year 2006. But gradually the school is growing, and we have students drawn from different nations in the world, from the United States of America, from Canada, from Africa, from India, from Asia, and other places.
Some of the students who have graduated from the school have been placed in different residency programs in countries including USA, Canada, and Africa. More stories. Hundreds of pilgrims congregated at the St. Paul and St. Anne's Parish Church in Massac on Friday, July 26 for the celebration of the annual Novena Feast. The anticipated feast began with a huge mass conducted by Father Franklin Coffey at 9 a.m., assembling parish members from Canefield, Mahu, Campbell, Warner, and Massac. A novena is a series of prayers that are said for 9 straight days, usually as a prayer of petition, but sometimes as a prayer of thanksgiving. Its origin goes back to the 9 days that the disciples of Mary spent together in prayer between Ascension and Pentecost Sunday. The number 9 has a great symbolic richness. It is derived from the Trinitarian and divine number 3, being 3 times 3. Today's Mass will be followed by a sports festival on Saturday, July 27th, and a parish family Mass on Sunday 28th at 9 a.m. at the Massac Catholic Church. According to the St. Anne and St. Paul's parish priest, Father Franklin Coffey, our family brings out the best and worst in each of us. A family is the bond where you meet your parents, grandparents, siblings, and other family members. Just by observing how these relationships blend with each other and understanding one another allows us to know the importance of a family, he stated. Father Coffey is reminding the public that Grandparents' Day will also be observed. Therefore, the public, especially parishioners within Massac, Mahu, Campbell, Canefield, and Warner communities, should make a special effort to attend. The Dominica Association of Information Technology Professionals joins its persons around the globe in celebrating System Administrators Appreciation Day, Friday, July 26. Each year, this day is observed on the last Friday of July, where employers are encouraged to show appreciation for their staff. With many businesses running several of their operations by utilizing computer technology, and with a high dependence on the smooth running of computer systems, networks, and the internet system, administrators are increasingly important to the efficient functioning in both the public and private sectors. System Administrators Appreciation Day is a way to give back through a small token or gift to persons who often spend very long hours and many late nights keeping those systems running smoothly. The Dominica Association of Information Technology Professionals, which is the representative body of its professionals in Dominica, was formed to foster collaboration and high ethical standards among those in the field. The main focus of the association over the next year will be to strengthen its membership, coordinate IT certification training opportunities for its members, and raise awareness of the IT field and IT knowledge among businesses and the public. DAITP intends to engage businesses to hire qualified professionals to perform its jobs that meet international standards, while ensuring that its membership has the required qualifications, training, and high ethical standards necessary. After 7 challenging months of not receiving payments for work carried out on the Pawcasset to Melville Hall project, the truckers from the Tipper Truckers Association were finally paid on Friday, July 26, 2013. Treasurer of the Dominica Tipper Truckers Association, Mr. Amos Fabian, stated he received a call from the Ministry of Finance saying the checks have been transferred to their bank account. We are happy that we could get our first payment for the months of January, February, and March, and I hope we will get the rest very soon, Mr. Fabian noted.
It was a stressful period, and for us as truckers, and for me personally, it was really a stressful period. I feel a little relieved, although I feel what could be done to do it a little faster, but thank God we get it.
He said although there are some calculations to do for various deductions, including diesel, they received over $500,000 in EC out of the over $1 million owed. Mr. Fabian noted there are still some truckers who have not been paid, as invoices that were not presented in the first batch must now be submitted.
And they ensure that we don't have to wait till Gada can submit his claim so that we can get money, the access to submit our claim to the copy of our claim to the consultant, and they will, since Galakan can approve our claim, we will get paid without Galakan sending his invoice.
He said even after staying away from the job since May 2013, receiving this money does not guarantee they will return to work anytime soon.
Well, as long as the arrangement for diesel is made and clear, and we will go back to work on Monday. Because this money we're getting now, I want nothing for us again because it's already over, it expired already. And we can't even buy fuel to go back to work on it on Monday. So we must get a new arrangement for fuel for Monday.
He said Jacques Gadakan Effie, who is the head contractor of the project, says he has not received any payment, so the diesel they needed to continue the project is unavailable. However, Secretary of the Dominica Tipper Truckers Association, Mr. Revilius St. Rose, explained that they are still not 100% satisfied, and he would have loved it if they would have received all the monies owed from January to May 2013.
Because of the long time that they have taken to pay us, we have accumulated so many debts that whatever money we get right now, we still cannot help our situation. But if we had gotten all the money up to the end of May, then we'd be in a better position to clear off our bills and be on our better footing to start working again. But because of the time that has elapsed and the amount of money that we are receiving, we are still under pressure. That's our pressure we have. We still want to say thank you for the money that we have received, and we are hoping that the authorities and whoever responsible will speed up the other payments so that everything can flow smoothly, so that we do not have 7 months again, probably 1 month, and get the rest of the money so we can continue working. That is our position.
He added, if the contractor does not agree to provide them with fuel for their vehicles, they will not be able to report back to work. This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.
Well, I believe if you're talking about corruption in the police force, I believe you have to look at it at a lot of angles, and you have to come up with various methods and answers. The police force of Dominica, they have some very good police in the police force. I believe they want to do their work and doing their work properly.
For me, the police force is very corrupted right now in Dominica, very, very corrupted, and we need some higher form of policemen to come to Dominica, like Scotland Yard, FBI, whatever it is, but I don't care wherever they come from. But once it's some better police to take care and to get rid of those police that is not real police in that police force, because believe me, them days there, the police force for me, I haven't got no confidence in the Dominica police force, my dear.
I believe the present Commissioner Carbon, I heard his opinion, I heard his speaking out about certain things that are happening in the force that which he don't want to bulge out about, but I think he's heading in the right direction, trying to do the right thing and trying to weed out the bad cops and that sort of stuff, you know.
First and foremost, I must say there are some police that are doing a very good job, including the commissioner. He's excellent. But also there are some very corrupted policemen. They need to be just wiped out from the force.
But in every organization, you have bad eggs in every organization. But it's just that they have to pay attention to weeding out those that are corrupt and those that are not willing to work. I mean, hey, look, if you choose a career as a policeman, it's a career of dignity, it's a career of wanting to work for the people, representing the people of Dominica to keep them safe.
For the longest while, things happen in the police force, and I mean, the public is very disappointed in the police. The public is very disappointed in the police. As a matter of fact, the police telling the public to help them, and at the end of the day, the public not getting no help from the police. I see something happen recently there where a boat was burned on the thing, and I cannot believe that happened in police eyes like that.
But I really tell them, you know, that continue doing what they're doing. Those who are strong, those who are good police officers, strengthen those who are weak. We are always weak people in every organization, but those who are strong, those who are faithful, strengthen those who are weak. Pull them up. I said iron sharpeneth iron, I believe so. But Dominica Police Force has been doing a fairly good job.
So basically, police officers, well, for me, right, whether it's here in Dominica or across the globe, I figure there is corruption and misunderstanding in every business or in every society, in every aspect of it. As to how we solve those problems, I think society has to decide that, you know, and society is really us and what we participate. And I think we as people, individual people, has not got the chance, you know what I'm saying, from society to give our opinions and our ideas, as to what would be a success or, for our society or better society.
Then they will get assistance to bust the drug people and everybody else. You know what I mean? But I really believe that they should really work hard on helping the commission to bust that cocaine and that crack stuff, because it's not helping our children, our cousins, our brothers in trouble. So it's time that, they weed out by sea, by land, any means. And I think the commissioner, we should give him that space to do what he has to do. Take the bull by the horn and let us have a good police force and a good nation, man.